Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, and today who would you like to talk about most in the entire world? I have a feeling that you'd like to talk about Chris Ingham and his recent antics. You may have heard that he's been hearting the wrong type of people, shall we say. The wrong type of people being, he begins with an A, ends with a twat, right? And this twat, who, sorry, YouTube friendly, they prefer twat than his actual name, probably. So, anyway, Chris Ingham loves this guy to the point that he's constantly churning out stories on his Instagram, praising him, using this guy to actually tell his side of stories, like if he feels like he's been victimized and stuff like that. Now, the other day he put out a story which was quoting the recent confrontation between Twat and Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul is another guy I don't like either, believe it or not. So if they both got into a fight, I'm not sure who I'd rather win, but anyway, that's another story for another day. But Chris, yeah, he drove to watch the fight. You know, he's well into that sort of thing. Chris Ingham, imagine him as a boxer. He'd be brilliant, wouldn't he? I bet he wishes that he could have. He'd take me in. Do you reckon? Can you imagine it? Chris Ingham against Dougal. Fight to the death. Yeah, no, Chris would. Chris, he would totally beat me. Anyway, I know that's not good. It's not a good sign, is it? That's an image of what I look like without even having to look at me. Yeah. So Chris, he is putting out this content on his Instagram. The main problem I have with it, you know, if he wants to watch the fight, that's up to him. But he's putting out constantly this thing about this twat, right? And this twat is the biggest misogynist on the planet, and the biggest twat on the planet. If it's possible to get worse than Chris, then I think we found the one that's worse than Chris. The problem here is that Chris is an influencer, right? Much the same as Twatman is, but Chris is an influencer of teen girls. He also has teen girls and young girls in his family, you know, his children. He is supposed to be an influencer of his own kids, and up to 1 million IFAM children, right? You know, imagine that. But it's true. He has 100,000 followers on his Instagram, most of which are kids, teen girls. This is the key part here, teen girls, because Twatman here doesn't like women. He thinks that women are the weaker sex and shouldn't be allowed to exist. I think that's the only thing that I'm getting from all the videos I've seen of him, is that he's not that keen on the opposite sex, right? There are possessions to him, and they should do what he says, and if they don't, then you should, I don't know, chain them up, whatever. Right. Now Chris is using him to push out his own message, because this twat, he is universally hated. Well, I say that, I've had some weird comments on some of my other videos on him from people who actually support his message. I think those people need to take a step back from the internet. But Chris sees himself and twat as a sort of a comparable. They're both hated, right? And for, you know, I mean, imagine comparing yourself to this guy. He's just, that's embarrassing. So Chris, my point here is that you have a huge platform. You have children, you have girls in your family, your children, the 3 girls, Isla, Esme and Isabel. Would you love them to be married off to someone like twat? Would you actually love that? I'm not sure. Or maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe that's your views. Who knows? But aside from your own children, you've also got all those teen IFAM in your sub box, in your DM box. And what are you teaching them? That they have to be led by this twat, you know, and led by all men, and you should be giving them a good perspective of what men should be. And I mean, I don't think you're anything like I don't think you're anything alike in terms of like, or maybe your views are the same. Maybe you feel that you should be able to treat women that way, and that you should be able to hit them, and you should be able to control them and stuff like that. Maybe that is your actual viewpoints, and if that is your actual viewpoints, that is very, very concerning, you know. So apart from this one story that he put up the other day, he also did one a few days ago, last week sometime, where he used twat again for another message that he was putting out to a certain somebody who shall not be named. He also, a few months back, when all this came out about twat, he put out a story then saying basically that he agreed and that he understood, because he was also hated and the world shouldn't hate, you know, but not understanding that twat is actually a very likes to radicalize people, and you know, he has a cult. I guess you're quite similar to that, because you like to have your IFAM cult, you know, so maybe that's the thing. I don't know. Anyway, so Chris, you really, really, really need to take your influencing seriously here, because you are influencing thousands upon thousands upon thousands of IFAM kids, IFAM girls, ones that are going to grow up to marry people like this. And is that what you want them to do? Or I'm really lost with you. I think it's really concerning, and the fact that you were following him on Insta before he got taken off the platform. So that, you know, just goes to show the level of how into him you actually were. Anyway, Chris, please seek help, because your IFAM, your own children as well, deserve better than your viewpoints on women like this. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and I'll see you again soon in another video. Take care and bye bye.